Congratulations tonight to a superintendent out of Banquete. He was just named Superintendent of the Year for this region. Dr. Max Thompson has been an educator for more than 30 years. He was appointed as superintendent back in 2014. Members of the school district board say under Dr. Thompson's leadership, the school and kids are excelling. They say he was able to do that by getting everyone in the district to work together. We spoke with Dr. Thompson, who says the award is an honor.
I'm very honored to receive this award, to be nominated by the board, that they see the traits in me that they would go to this amount of information gathering and putting together is truly humbling, as well as, like I said, I'm very honored.
But that's all he would really say about himself. During most of his interview, he was just absolutely beaming, talking about the kids in his district. A big congratulations to him again tonight.
Absolutely.